What is up, everybody? Paramoto back at you with another video. Today, as you can see, I have stepped up to the Big Daddy Panigale. I am fucking rolling with the big dogs now, man. This is like the Panigale 300. It's got like 30 horsepower, and it's not a Ducati at all. It's my girlfriend's. No, not a CBR. I'm sorry. It's my girlfriend's Kawasaki Ninja 300. Oh, we're gonna have fun today. Listen to that baby purr. Man, that's a 300cc parallel twin for you, baby. But anyway, if you guys follow the channel, you'll know that my Panigale's been in the shop for like 2 weeks because Ducati's apparently having some kind of distribution warehouse problems or something like that, and so it's left me without a bike for like the last 2 weeks. So I gotta make a couple errands, and I wanted to ride. So my girlfriend doesn't give a fuck, and she just lets me borrow her bike. So this is gonna be my look for a little bit, is rolling around this 300. I'll be honest with you, I love the Ninja 300. When I stepped up to my CBR 600 double R, I really wanted to keep my CBR 300. If I could have financially done it, I would have done it, and I probably could have, because I had my Kawasaki Ninja 300 paid off. Like, I bought it in cash. I literally worked 100 hours a week to afford the cash to get my original Ninja 300, and I'll be honest with you, it was the best money I've ever spent. I mean, the 300 is just fun. Everything is user friendly. Like, it's a little bit weird going back. Like, I've had the 600s, so this doesn't have the power of the 600s. I've had the Panigale. It doesn't have the technology of the Panigales, but it's just something about this bike and just going back to your roots, you know? Like, you know, there's nothing really electronic about it. This one does have ABS. I will say right now that this bike does have ABS, and I'm about one step above this guy right here. But this bike has ABS, and it's got enough horsepower to get you around town. Like, if you wanted to, if you needed just a simple commuter bike, you can pick these things up for $3 grand, and you have a motorcycle. You know, this isn't a fucking scooter. Like, this is a motorcycle. You can pick one up for about $3 grand. The parts are fucking cheap for it. Everything replacement wise is cheap for it. It's comfortable. It's got an upright seating position. You can flat foot it. I mean, I can basically flat foot this thing. It's just so user friendly. Everything about this bike is just user friendly, besides for the fact that it has no rider aids besides for ABS. But I mean, this thing is just, that's wide open throttle, and it's just like, it's just so different from every other bike I ride now. You know, like, I do actually have to be kind of careful. This bike is still under braking, believe it or not. But I got this thing wide open throttle. This is 6th gear, 47 miles per hour at $5 grand. It redlines at between 12 and 13, about 13 grand. So there's really no way to keep this thing underneath the braking recommendations if you're gonna go over 40 miles an hour. But this thing is fun, dude. Like, this brings me back to the start of riding and why I ride. The 300 was my introduction to motorcycles. Like, I mean, I was watching Rebel Yell 91, which, Rebel Yell, make some videos, brother. I am looking forward to you so much. But Rebel Yell 91, I was watching him. He had his Ninja 250, and I was watching him, and then they upgraded. I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to get a Ninja 250R. Fuck, dude, I wanted a Ninja 250R so bad. You know, I want to be like Rebel Yell 91. And then they made this, and it's like they actually upgraded everything. Like, it kept the fairings and the overall feeling on the bike stayed basically what it was going to be. Like, I mean, The 250R and the 300 are pretty similar styling wise, but the 300 is definitely updated. It looks better. The 300 finally got rid of carbs, because the 250R was still carbed, believe it or not. Most people don't really know how to work a choke. It's like a big fucking lawnmower, you know. But anyway, like, they really did an overhaul and an upgrade for the 300, and I had a 2013 300, so it's 2018 now. It was 5 years ago. It's amazing how far, you know, you can step up in 5 years. I've gone from, you know, Ninja 300 to CBR RR to another CBR RR, 600 RR, and then to my Panigale. So we've come a long way. We've come a long way in the time, in 5 years, man. But this bike is just so much fun. It's so flickable and light. I'll be honest with you, like, I don't need one now because I can borrow my girlfriend's whenever, but if I had the fucking option, I would probably fucking do this. I'd probably fucking buy one, you know. I've heard these are great for the track. I've heard these are fantastic track bikes because you just ring them out. Like, every corner, you're just ringing the bike out. It sounds fun as shit. It feels good in corners. It's very forgiving. Personally, this is the best beginner bike on the market. Hands down, bar none, best beginner bike on the market. I wish my girlfriend actually rode this bike a little bit more. She only rides when I ride, and, you know, I don't really want to go into it right now, but, you know, this bike has been in the garage for like 6 months. It's got 140 miles on it. As compared to my my Panigale, which I've had since December, and I have a little over 3,000, which is going to be a lot more here as soon as I get it back. As soon as I get consistently nice weather and I get it back. That's been the biggest thing with my my Panigale, is just the weather, man. Like, it's just every time I'm fucking off, like, it's just constantly shit weather. It's just annoying, dude. It's like, I'll ride in the rain, but I'm not going to motovlog in the rain because of the way that the GoPro Hero is set up. And speaking of the way that the GoPro Hero is set up, if this audio sucks, I apologize. I had to work around it again. I now have the mic extender plugged into the side and then bent up around and velcroed to the back. So I'm hoping it works. And then the mic's plugged down below. So I'm really hoping everything works. My thing with this setup is trying to get rid of tape. Right now I'm running no tape, and I'm feeling a lot better and a lot more confident walking around with this thing attached to my helmet. Before, when it had tape all over it, it's kind of pathetic looking. So, but if the audio sucks, that just means I gotta go back to the drawing board again. But, you know, that's the thing with motovlogging and motorcycles. I mean, a lot of times you are gonna feel like you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Sometimes you're gonna feel like you took 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. So, you know, no worries. You just kind of swing with the punches, or roll with the punches, I guess. Dude, I would totally have one of these little bikes. I would totally have one of these little bikes. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I am not a fan. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of Japanese bikes. I've said before that I don't think Japanese bikes have a soul. That is not a plug on anything besides for the fact that I just don't think Japanese bikes inspire me. Like, they don't really inspire me anymore, but my Ducati does. So I need to run in the store. I might take you guys with me. Hang tight. Alright, gents, I'm back at the Panigale 300. I'll be honest, you're gonna see a little bit of a challenge here. This bike hasn't moved in a while, so it's like, you never know, like, when you start it up, if it's gonna actually start. And you gotta make sure that you do it all right the first time. If you guys have ever had a vehicle that's sat for a long time, and then you go to start it and it doesn't start, and you're like, fuck. Or like, you go to start it and it's got just enough juice to start once. I used to do that with my CBR. My CBR had a shit battery. I never got around to replacing it. And I would sit there and, like, I'd go to start it and it hadn't you know, and I hadn't started it for like a week or so because it would be like wintertime or something like that, and it would have one good start in it, and like I'd do something stupid like forget to put the fucking kickstand up, or like I'd like forget to put, that was the big thing, I'd forget to put the starter down, you know, so like it had one good start in it, but I left the fucking engine start on stop. So the fuel pump wasn't on, so I'd crank the fucking starter motor over and it wouldn't work. Alright guys, Panigale off-roading, Panigale 300 off-roading. Here we go. These things are so fun. I love this fucking bike. I don't know what's up with it, but like the 300 is just a fun bike, man. Can you imagine, like, I'm joking around about like Panigale 300 and stuff, like, can you imagine if fucking Ducati really made an entry-level bike? How cool would that be? Like, if you were like, it would probably be something like fucking cool as shit too. It'd be like a 363 instead of like a 636 or something like that. I know that's Kawasaki, but it'd be something different like that, like the 959. It would be like a 359 or some shit, and it would just be like fucking like 50 horsepower for like little beginner shit. It'd be cool as hell. I don't know. I can't wait to get my bike back though. I'm gonna be fucking motovlogging like crazy. I miss you guys. I miss doing this. Like, I'm gonna ride around anyway, but like it just adds such a fun dynamic when you get to like ride around and like talk to yourself like a fucking crazy person, you know? I'm hoping I get the bike back tomorrow. And the shitty thing about it is, like, there's a Cars and Coffee at Alfa Romeo, Raleigh, and I really wanted to take the Panigale there because it'd be just fun, you know, to go to. I've been wanting to go to Cars and Coffee forever, but Cars and Coffees are so fucking early. Like, why does the Cars and Coffee need to be at 6 a.m., dude? This is bullshit. But anywho, they're always fucking early, and I'm never fucking like up in time because I'm like always coming off a night shift or something. You know, it's like I'm not gonna fucking come off a night shift to do this shit, you know? So like, I don't know, I never get there. You know, I always wanted to get there. Make sure you guys tell me what you think about the Ninja 300 vlogs. Is there a 300 crowd anymore? Like, I know, like, back in the day, like, the 300 was a big thing, and like, oh man, we're gonna get some knee down on the 300, on the Panigale 300. Like, I know there was a 300 crowd for a while, and there's like a Grom crew and all sorts of shit, but is there like a 300 crowd around anymore? Like, I know there's Ninja 400 now is the thing, you know? But that'd be cool as shit if it was like if they actually had like a pretty good following still. I have actually met some people that take these to the track, which I already mentioned, but anyway, like I was saying before, like, you know, about the Kawasaki's, or about Japanese sport bikes. Ooh, should I go on the freeway? No, my audio will cut out. But there's something about like Japanese bikes that are like, they're so solid. Like, these are solid made motorcycles, and there's really, you can't bash them for anything besides for the fact that they have no soul. You know, like, honestly, like, I mean, my CBR 600 was an awesome bulletproof bike. Like, the thing would go forever, and like, I smacked it in the side of a car at 40, and then like another one I flipped over end over end, and like when I got back to them, they were running, and like waving to somebody on a Ninja 300, I'm not gonna get a wave back. But anyway, like, I don't know, what was I saying? So like, all these bikes, all these Japanese bikes, they're bulletproof, but they just have no soul. And like, I guess you can bullshit them all day long, but this Japanese bike works fine, and my Italian bike has been in the shop for 2 weeks. So you know, I guess each their own, don't judge, because you never know when you're gonna be putting your foot in your mouth, I guess. I hope I get my bike back soon though. I want to ride so bad, because I feel bad putting a shitload of miles on this thing, but it's so comfortable and it's so fun. Like, I love this thing. Like, my ass doesn't hurt, my wrists don't hurt. I've taken a Kawasaki Ninja 300 on several 600 plus mile days. I know my original one, it went from, I think the first big ride I took was from Cleveland, Ohio to New York City. And I did Cleveland, Ohio to New York City via, you know, a couple roundabout things. Like, I know it's not 600 miles if you like look at the MapQuest on it, but like, I went from Cleveland to Pittsburgh to the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, and then I went on to almost stalled. And then I went on to this light's out. Oh no, it's not on the screen. And then I went on to New York City from Shanksville, Pennsylvania, from the Flight 93 Memorial. Get some gas! Go! Yeah! But anyway, I went a little bit everywhere there that day. Like, I'm, you know, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Shanksville, and then up to New York City. And it was over 600 miles in a day. And when I got there, like, I was a little uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you, but it wasn't terrible. I could have done another 600. I could have turned around and done 600 miles the next day. We were literally just doing 25 and a 45. Like, what are you doing? But there's just something to be said about a standard Japanese fucking upright sitting position fucking sport bike. Like, these things are fucking fantastic. I kind of want to get one as like my secondary bike. Like, get like a, not really a Ninja 650, but like, I don't really know. Hey, maybe going back to the 600cc class for like a secondary bike, just something to beat on, like something to just, you know, rack up miles on, or like ride in the dirty rain and like just leave the Panigale alone. Well, the slow dick's getting out of the way. You're slow as fuck. And we're gonna go up to the semi now. But yeah, I mean, it'd be fun. It would be fun to have another bike. Like, people that have multiple bikes, I'm kind of jealous, to be honest with you. I was almost also thinking about doing like a mini bike, like a Grom or like a Kimco Spade or a Z125. Like, there's a couple riders on YouTube that have them. And, you know, Chase on Two Wheels and Yummy R6 have been doing the mini bike thing on their adventure series. But there's also a lesser known motovlogger that's also pretty awesome, named Dodge Rider. And he's also local to the Raleigh area, and he also used to ride with LJ, the Friendly Hooligan, who was one of my favorite motovloggers when I was starting up, because she had several videos on her little green Ninja 250R. So that's how I found her. And then she's just a fucking champ, dude. Like, LJ is a fucking champ. I don't know if she does anything anymore. I know she occasionally posts vlogs. It's like monthly at best, if not several months. She doesn't really do much anymore on the YouTubes. I don't know if that's because she just doesn't have a bike or what. I know money has always been an issue for her, which is unfortunate, because she seems like such a fucking good person, you know. It's unfortunate that the good people have to struggle and the fucking bad people are like doing fine. But anyway, Dodge used to ride with LJ, which are some fun fucking videos to watch, because they're two cool motovloggers. And it was actually funny, because I used to actually I was actually watching Dodge Rider videos, and then like my girlfriend bought this bike with Dodge Rider being the fucking salesman when he used to work at Team Power Sports. And I was just like sitting there like the whole time, like, I'm pretty sure that's Dodge Rider. It was the first YouTuber I ever met before I even became a YouTuber, which wasn't that long ago. But I was just like kind of starstruck, and Dodge is fucking cool as fuck, dude. I mean, I don't know, like, maybe that's his sales face, or I mean, I don't know. I get a genuine feeling from that guy that he's just that way, which is just fucking cool and chill, you know, from his videos and from my personal interaction with him. But he's fucking awesome, and he's local to the Raleigh area as well. And he does a lot of mini bike stuff. Like, he's got a Kimco Spade. Ooh, me and the Panigale 300. Panigale 300. Listen to that parallel fucking twin Desmodronic engine go. Oh god, it's fun. But Dodge does a lot of mini bike stuff, mainly with the Kimco Spade, and he did a pretty sweet fucking engine swap with CBR 300, and he put that in a fucking Grom, which is fucking insanely awesome. But his videos are fucking sweet, and he does a lot of mini bike stuff, and mini bike stuff looks fun as shit. Full throttle! Full throttle! I keep on trying to use the quick shifter. The Panigale 300 does not have a quick shifter. I'm fucking like, I got my pinky out on this fucking bike, man. Like, it's funny. It's just funny that I expect things. Oh, okay. Well, nice blinker, bro. Nice blinker. Maybe you should go with your construction vehicle and go construct yourself a fucking classroom to learn how to use a fucking blinker. Yeah. Well, this bike's awesome, dude. It's, even my girlfriend dropped it a couple of times, which will happen with your first bike. Didn't happen on my first bike. Oh, look, another Tesla. I mean, Prius. I mean, whatever. But she's dropped it a couple times, so the shift lever is bent in. So the shift lever is kind of like rubbing a little. There needs to be some parts ordered. Oh man, let's get a tuck. Everybody around me is probably just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But even with like the little shit that's broken on this bike, it's still fun. Like, it's still just fun. Like, and that sound, that like downshifting sound is bringing me back, dude. I'm getting nostalgic as fuck right now. Like, seriously. And like having to shift again, like, I kind of miss shifting, to be honest with you. Not miss shift, not another YouTuber reference, but I kind of miss shifting. Like, you don't really realize that when you have a quick shifter, that shifting's a big part of riding. And I don't know, I kind of miss it. Like, I like manual. I like a lot of manual stuff. I like a lot of, you know, a lot of things that the Ducati actually gives me. It's just like a lot of mechanical feel and everything. And honestly, you know, the quick shifter kind of takes a little bit of the biking experience away from me, which isn't really cool, but I mean, it gives you a lot in return. Oh man, this bike is so flexible. Oh yeah, I need to stop at the ATM to give my girlfriend some money. I owe her like $200 for paying for a vacation, putting money on her credit cards for a vacation that we're going to take next month. It's so funny, like, full throttle on this bike is like this much throttle on the Panigale. Like, it's just so funny. It's amazing how, like, yeah, I mean, this thing's got 30 some horsepower, like 32, 34, whatever it's got, which is like, what, 5 times less than the Panigale, I think. It's a third of the power, I guess, because the Panigale's got about 150. This has got 30, so 5 times 3, you know, 5, 10, 15. So yeah, so it's got about a third of the horsepower. Well, even less than that. It's got less than a third of the horsepower of a fucking Panigale, but the Panigale is just like, you breathe on the throttle and it's just like, yeah! This one's just like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go. But anyway, guys, this is going to probably bring the end of the vlog. I don't know if this is going to be, I might just leave this as a longer, more natural, just kind of chilling vlog, or if I'm going to chop this up and just be a meat and potatoes. But anyway, I appreciate you guys coming along with me on my fucking brand new Panigale 300. Deuces.